The coffee machine in the break room droned like a distant storm, louder than usual, as I bit into my ham and cheese wrap. My phone vibrated on the table, screen lighting up with Dad in bold letters. The text hit like a slap. "We're done with you. Stay away for good." Minutes ticked by, and then my brother, Ryan, reacted with a thumbs-up emoji, the kind you'd slap on a funny meme. Not on kicking your sister to the curb. I glared at that stupid icon until my eyes stung, then fired back the words that would burn it all down. "I'll remove my name from every loan by tomorrow." By evening, the family chat was a wildfire of rage. But I'd already vanished from it. My name's Emily Thompson. And this is how ditching my bloodline cracked open the door to who I really am. I'd always clung to the idea that family was your unbreakable shield, that shared DNA meant ride-or-die loyalty. That if you poured enough effort in, love would stick no matter what. For 4 long years, I'd been the family's invisible ATM. The fixer-upper who turned their endless messes into manageable debt while my own dreams gathered dust. Dad owned a small plumbing outfit that was forever one big job away from turning profitable. But that job never materialized. Mom, with her quivering lip and pleading eyes, had mastered the art of turning shame into cash. "Just a bridge loan. Sweetie," she'd whisper. "We'll make it right." But right never showed up. And Ryan, my younger brother, was the prodigal son. Every screw-up glossed over with empty vows. Every handout came with "just till payday," but payday was a myth. I was 25 when they first roped me into co-signing a business line of credit. "It's no big deal," Dad grunted, clapping my back like we were partners in crime. "Your credit's solid, you won't feel a thing." I signed because that's what loyal kids do. Right? They step up. They don't rock the boat. Then came the equipment lease for new vans. Then the personal loan for emergency home fixes. Temporary became our household mantra, echoing until it drowned out my own voice. Bit by bit, the weight of that debt under my name shifted from a favor to a noose. From afar, the Thompsons looked picture-perfect. Backyard barbecues, holiday cards, group hugs in every snapshot. But inside, I was the unpaid intern propping up the facade while they coasted. The family text thread turned into my nightmare inbox, overdue notices, sob stories, appreciation laced with manipulation. "You're a rock, M." Then, when I'd pause, "After all we've sacrificed." That night, after the bombshell text, I scrolled through the chat history in my dimly lit condo. Emojis of gratitude, virtual hugs, half-hearted thanks. I paused on one from Ryan. "Dated 2 years back, you always bail us out." A bitter laugh escaped me, tasting like bile. I scanned my space, the blazer slung over the armchair, the unfinished wrap congealing on the side table, and it hit me, this quiet was real peace. No alerts. No gut twist. No bracing for the next shoe to drop. I thought of Alex, my partner, and his words from weeks ago. "You don't owe loyalty to folks who treat it like a loan." I dismissed it as jaded back then. Now, it rang like truth. I archived the chat, let out a shaky breath, and murmured to the shadows. No more footing the bill. 2 days earlier, the crack had started showing. I was at my desk job, crunching numbers for a marketing firm, when my credit alert pinged. Hard inquiry, $75,000 business expansion loan. All in my name. My blood ran ice cold. I hadn't touched a form in months. That evening, I stormed over to their split level in the suburbs. The garage light glowed. The one Dad always flicked on for Ryan's late nights. Never mine. Mom answered with her rehearsed warmth. "You should have texted." Han inside. Dad lounged in his faded lazy boy, sports flickering on the TV. Ryan lounged on the sectional, scrolling mindlessly, barely acknowledging me. I thrust my phone forward. 75 grand pulled using my info. Care to explain? Mom feigned surprise, fluttering her hands. Oh, your dad needed a quick boost for the shop. The shop that's been bleeding red for years? I cut in. You forged my approval again. Dad's eyes narrowed behind his bifocals. Tone it down. We're family, we needed the help. Your score can take it. You mean I can absorb your fallout? I shot back. Ryan finally glanced up, smirking like it was a joke. Chill. Sis. We're not outsiders. Blood's thicker than water. Yeah. I fixed him with a stare. No. Ryan. It's thicker than my wallet. The room fell dead silent, save for the TV's muffled commentary. Mom clutched her necklace, voice wavering. You're twisting our intentions. We've given you everything. I let out a weary scoff. No. Mom. You've taken everything. I just settled the tabs. Dad rose, voice booming. Don't barge in here blaming us for your greed. Think shacking up with that guy makes you superior. Something snapped inside me clean. Irreversible. The burden of being the reliable one shattered like overtaxed glass. You know what? I said, voice low and steady. I'm out. Ryan snorted. Out of what? We're the ones holding you up. Out of all of you, I clarified. Mom's tears welled on cue. How could you abandon your own flesh and blood? Because it's poison, I replied, heading for the exit. Dad's parting shot trailed me. Selfish brat. That label stung like always. Sealing a deal I'd never wanted. The following lunch hour. Under the office's harsh fluorescence, his disowning text landed. I savored my stale coffee, feeling not fury, but focus. I responded deliberately. I'll remove my name from every loan by tomorrow. Then I silenced the notifications and tuned into the coffee machine's hum. The chat erupted like a hornet's nest, shouting in all caps. Please wrapped in barbs. Audio clips I ignored. But I stayed silent, powering down my laptop and drawing in the first unburdened breath. They think they've exiled me, I thought. They've just handed me the keys. Dawn brought a massacre on my screen, voicemails stacking up. Text screaming betrayal. Mom, you're ripping us apart. Dad, you'll rue this day. Ryan, bet your boyfriend's next to get ditched. I skipped them all. Instead, I brewed a fresh pot, settled at my breakfast nook, and fired off emails. To the bank, initiate removal as cosigner on all Thompson family loans. To the credit union, the insurer, each one a deliberate untangling. My keyboard clicks echoed like liberation. The printer word to life, spitting out reams, contracts, balances, reports. I marked my signatures in neon, filed them meticulously. The scent of warm toner filled the air, cleansing like smoke from a controlled burn. At the office, my coworker Mia leaned over the partition. You okay? Look wiped. I offered a faint grin, just sorting some docs. She eyed me. You seem steadier than ever. Yeah, I admitted. Like I've finally surfaced. That night, Alex found me amid a sea of folders on the rug. He knelt, scanning labels, debt discharge, guarantor withdrawal, account severance. They'll despise you for this, he murmured. They already do, I said. He squeezed my hand. You don't face it solo. I know, but this closure's mine. Next morning, I sat across from a banker in a sterile downtown branch. Air hummed with AC. I passed over the binder. Remove me from all Thompson business and personal obligations. He flipped through, eyebrows arching. Extensive list. I know it might drag, I said. Process varies. I've handled worse, I countered. He paused, assessing. Certain about cutting family loose? Families can bankrupt you in more ways than one, I replied. His stamp thudded like a verdict. And for a beat, I shut my eyes, letting it resonate not as grief, but as release. Rain pelted my drive home, wipers slashing rhythmically. My phone jittered on the seat. Mom. Dad. Ryan. I flipped it over, letting it vibrate into oblivion. In the lot, city glow shimmered on slick asphalt like fractured mirrors. I lingered, engine cooling, reflecting on all the yes I'd given when my soul screamed no. Indoors, the place reeked of Java and storm. I dumped the files, gulped water, and sensed a fragile calm. The incoming texts no longer commanded, they begged, and for once, I saw their frenzy as the echo of power slipping away. 3 days on, the facade crumbled, they showed up uninvited. Saturday dawn broke misty after a downpour. I nursed coffee on the patio when the intercom buzzed sharply. Alex stirred groggily. Camera showed Ryan at the entrance. Rumpled blazer like a shield. Parents lurking behind. Mom gripped a manila envelope. Dad's neck veins throbbed. I cracked the door minimally. You shouldn't be here. Ryan flashed a oily grin. Just a chat. No drama. Drama? I echoed. You faked my signature on 75K. Dad barked. Mind yourself. You're still a Thompson. Odd, I said. Your text said otherwise. Mom advanced, voice quaking artfully. Your father's temper flared. We all overreacted. Families clash. But this, she waved the envelope, isn't resolution. Alex materialized at my side. Steadfast, time to go. Dad glared past him. Think disowning us proves strength? You're gutting the family. Emily. The shop's tanking without your credit for refis. My throat constricted, not from remorse, but repetition. Same script. Recycled desperation. Then learn to float without dragging me under, I said. Ryan's mask slipped. You act superior with your cubicle gig? Dating some loaded dude? Alex's tone stayed level. Back off. Ryan snarled. Stay out. I pivoted to him. You don't dictate boundaries. You obliterated them using me as your lifeline. He barked a harsh laugh. Come on. You thrived on the savior role. Admit you craved the kudos. That pierced deep because he nailed a past truth. I'd once equated value with utility, but that had soured to rot. I met his gaze. You're spot on. Ryan. I did. But saviors quit when the saved turn out to be the monsters. His sneer wavered. Mom gasped. Dad growled low. This ain't finished. You'll pay for shaming us. My heartbeat evened. My only regret? Not bailing earlier. Alex and I shut the door in unison. The latch clicked with finality. A fist hammered once. Then nothing. Hours of hush followed. Then emails flooded. Dad's attorney citing cosigner default risks. Bank alerts. Accounts suspended. Ryan, you've wrecked it all. Satisfied, I blurred the words. Then consulted my stamped proofs, my slate wiped clean. No hooks left. Dawn after. Back at the bank. The officer nodded. All cleared. You're detached. I beamed genuinely, appreciated. In the glass exit. My reflection held poise, but with newfound calm in the eyes. Outside. Clouds parted. I hailed a ride. But my phone pinged, Mom's voicemail. Emily. Han, you don't grasp the damage. We're sinking. I replayed it, confirming the twist, me as the punisher. They'd bled me dry. Yet my no made me the aggressor. Almost comical, if not so raw. I forwarded it to my lawyer, then blocked her. That evening, Alex twirled spaghetti. Aroma of basil wafting. We ate wordlessly till he probed. How's it sitting? I savored wine, like emerging from a fog. He grinned gently. You seem unweighted. I yearned to agree, but braced for the next hit, and it landed swift. Afternoon following. Mia texted. Visitor in lobby. Elevator descent. Pulse racing. Mom again. Same envelope. Same feigned frailty. Sweetie, she rose hastily. I'm working, I stated. Briefly. She spread papers, duplicates of my old docs. Our lawyer says liability lingers. Loopholes. But cooperate and we mend. I gaped. You rifled my files? Hesitation. We duplicated when you were home. Precautions. Reality spun. That's not careful, it's criminal. Her expression steeled, overreacting. Emily. Complicating needlessly. I barked a laugh. You mean obstructing your needs? I stood. We're through. She grabbed. You can't persist. I already have. Elevator doors sealed my tremors. But inner resolve held. They held no leverage. That night, I fortified every portal, passwords reset. Accounts secured. Keys revoked. Week later, quiet descended. No pings. No threads. Eerie at first. Like storm's eye. Then the tempest. Email from Hawkins and Lowe Associates. Ominous subject. Financial duty alert. Vague threats. No substance. I smirked. My counsel had vetted. They bluffed. My reply, cease communication. Sent. Over bargain Cabernet. Alex and I clinked. To chaos's curtain call, he toasted. To peace's premiere, I countered. Believing it at last. But peace wore masks of repercussion. Days on. A distant relative med. Your mom's concerned, you're spiraling. Church acquaintance texted, bumped into dad. Says you're unstable. Prayers up. I chuckled darkly, the ungrateful label morphed to damaged. Blocks flew. In bed with Alex. It crystallized, barred from funds. They smeared narratives. But allies knew facts. I confided, their grip's gone. He caressed my face, eyes forward. I complied. Morning light bathed the space. Final ping from unknown. Saw your promo on LinkedIn. Proud. Attached pic ignored, deleted. Then it washed over me, no dread. Just serenity. Winter thawed to tentative spring before the hush normalized. Mornings unfolded gently. Pre-alarm rises. Fresh brews. Urban symphony. No alerts. No dread. Paychecks lasted. Unshared, a guilty thrill at first. Then earned right. Via Aunt Clara. The gossip conduit. Word came, Thompson home in foreclosure auction. She linked pics, vacant halls. Faded paint. Crooked sign. Guilt's echo? Absent. Instead, soft sorrow for my former self, the rescuer of drowners who clung to anchors. That eve, Alex spotted me browsing the listing. House gone, I noted. He closed the lid, not your load to bear what they stacked on you. It defined them, I murmured. And trapped you, he added tenderly. Bathroom mirror later unearthed a memory. Dad's card at 17. You hold us steady. Once honor, now omen. Adhesives fail under strain. Days hence. Mom emailed, Dad's ailing. Small aid to rebound. Closing, you're our last hope. Reflex tug to respond. To mend. But I pivoted, donated the sum to a charity aiding financial entrapment survivors. Email trashed. To Alex, you didn't crush them. You ceased the rescue. I inhaled the calm, the enduring payback. Weekend after. Park stroll amid flowering paths. Scent of earth and petals. Sun-dappled leaves, no crises loomed. No longer the binder, I was the fracture. And it healed.